New York City had this same issue in the 80s. They called them, I think it was called the bad old days, where, I mean, it was, you couldn't walk down Broadway. You couldn't walk in Times Square without getting mugged or something like that. So, like, the police took it to the criminals, and in some cases, they definitely probably violated some civil rights. But you know, when you're trying to clean up the streets, when you're trying to remove a criminal element, sometimes you have to get a little dirty. Sometimes you've got to stop being the nice guy. You know, I'll give you an example. Y'all know who Nigel Farage is? He's the leader of let's call it the Britain Party. I forget exactly what party it is over in the UK, but he was the leader of Brexit. And so Nigel Farage, he's being asked here what I'll just play the fucking clip. Here we go.
You say migrants in hotels should be deported. Mm-hmm. Where should they be deported to if their country isn't safe or if another country won't accept them?
I'm sorry, I've had enough of this. If you come from Afghanistan, you go back to Afghanistan. End of. This idea we can't send people to certain countries, all the false claims that people make about their own personal lives. I'm sorry, we're done. We're done. We've had enough.
And that's how I feel. You know, I'm 30 years old. You know, for the first 29 years of my life, I was probably one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. I wanted to give everyone their fair shot. I thought, you know what, better one innocent man or better 10 guilty men go free than one innocent man be locked up. And I'm getting kind of past that. You know, I'm sick and tired of criminals being released on the streets. I'm sick and tired of judges bypassing the rule of law because the guy that gives them a lot of money wants them to do certain stuff. I'm sick and tired of Supreme Court justices not understanding the law, not understanding the thing they've been practicing for 40 years. I'm sick and tired of senators and representatives making light of the issues that everyday Americans, not illegals, not people that just happen to vote for you, not people that you rely on to vote and keep your party going. I'm sick of it. This is what I want. If you are an American citizen, if you can walk into a post office, receive the blue American passport, then what you have to say matters. If you can't, then I don't give a flying fuck what you think. If you live in a country that doesn't end with United States of America and you have an opinion on our laws or what our president says, you can shut your damn mouth. That's where I'm at. Is your country abusing you? Is your president mean? Are drug gangs shooting into your house at night? You know what? You're no longer welcome. Fix your damn country. That's where I'm at. I don't care what's going on in the world anymore. I'm sick and tired of being the world's police. I used to think it was a calling from God to be the world's police. I used to think that it was something that we needed to do because if we didn't do it, who else would? Who would stand up for the little guy? Who would stand up for the countries being oppressed by unelected leadership? Who would stand up for the countries oppressed by tyrants and everything that leads to it? If not for us, if not for the country, the first country in the history of the world that decided to liberate itself from the same stuff, who would stand up for them if not us? And then in the 90s, we refused to say anything about what was going on in Rwanda. In the 10s, we refused to say anything about what was going on in Colombia. We refused to say anything about what's going on in the Congo. We let the Irish go over to the Congo 9 times in a row without sending any American troops. It isn't about property. It isn't about gaining land. It's about what's right. And here's what's right now. Fix our own country. Remember what Christ said. Why will you sit there? I'm going to butcher it, but take the speck of dust out of your own eye before you take the log out of his eye, or vice versa. I can't remember. But we are sitting here. We have hundreds of thousands of homeless, maybe millions of homeless people in our streets. We've got veterans that can't support themselves. Every 22 minutes, a veteran kills himself. How dare we give money to another country until that number is zero? How dare an elected official say this country needs aid or this country needs money? I honestly do not think we would give a damn if we weren't. You know what? Let's go back to Abraham. One of the tenets of the Shabbat, the resting on the Sabbath day, one of the tenets was that if the ox is in the ditch, you're allowed to work. Remember, the idea was that you were not allowed to work on the Sabbath, okay, unless your ox was in the ditch. Unless something important was happening, then you were allowed to work. If that's something that's been a thing for 5,000 years, why have we suddenly stopped caring about it? Why have we suddenly started acting like it's not important? We've continued to kick the can down the road and hope that the problem just fixes itself. It's not going to happen.